Hello everyone and welcome back to IB Master. Today we are completing our sessions for the equation of a quadratic or quadratic equation. Let's make a quick recap and we will remember together that quadratic equation is in the form of y equal ax squared plus bx plus c. Also, we know that quadratic equation could be drawn as parabola shape, so it will be something like this. This is the axis of symmetry and this is the parabola, and we could also say that this point called vertex, and vertex is where the function change its behavior from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing. Today we will begin to talk about cases where a is a coefficient of x squared. In case if a bigger than 0, that's mean a is positive, concave of the parabola will be to the top. In case a less than 0, so concave of parabola will be to down. Okay. Today also we're gonna talk about something new called the discriminant. Discriminant is we could give it delta, is a combination of the coefficient of quadratic equation. Discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac. So if we said that's discriminant, as I said, delta is equal b squared minus 4ac. We don't need to forget that a is a coefficient of x squared, b is a coefficient of x, c is the free coefficient or the coefficient of x to the power of 0. This discriminant has three cases. Discriminant could be bigger than 0, that's mean positive, or discriminant could be equal 0, or discriminant could be less than 0, that's mean negative. In the case of discriminant is bigger than 0, so we could say that this equation has two real roots. Roots mean the solutions. Here, in case of discriminant is equal 0, that means it has one real root, and that means it is one repeated value of x, because we know that quadratic equation is second degree equation. Second degree mean x squared, that mean x has two values. So in the case of the discriminant is equal 0, that mean x still of course has two values, but this values is same. And the third case, when discriminant is less than 0, that's mean negative, that's mean no real root. And this we will discuss it for the high level when we will talk about imaginary numbers. So, and the third point we will talk about today is the Xintercept. X-intercept, if we talk about, if we have value like this, and here is a parabola, this is the X-intercept, where the curve is intercept with the X coordinate, and this is how to find the root. So X-intercept is the solution of the equation, and we could find it, as I said before, by three ways. First one is factorization. Second is complete the square. Third is quadratic formula, which is, we will give a brief about it, or we could mention it here. x12, that means the value of x has x1 and x2, which is negative b, positive or negative, square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Or if you notice, this is what we talk about, this is the discriminant, we could write it minus b, positive or negative, square root of discriminant over 2a. Last things we will talk today about is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. If you remember, the general form of the equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, when the curve already intercept with y, at this point the x is 0. So let's try to put in the quadratic equation x is equal 0. So it's equal a 0 square plus b times 0 plus c. So this is go to 0 plus 0 plus c. So y-intercept is equal the constant c. So here we learn about concavity of quadratic equation, the discriminant, also the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and how we could differentiate all the elements of the quadratic equation. So I hope that you got a lot of information today, and we will complete in our next session. Thank you for following us, and wait for us for all the next session. Thank you.